This is Wicked Rhody, a wicked good podcast about Rhode Island events and life. Hello, my name is Mary Larson.
And I'm Ben DeCastro. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is Halloween weekend,
Woo-hoo!
And there is so many things you can do, spooky, haunted, ghoulish happenings within the state of Rhode Island and nearby. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully the weather will be conducive to trick-or-treating. You have backup costumes ready.
I do. I know. I just got to show you. So you never know in Rhode Island if it's going to be sweltering on Halloween and if you're going to be in short sleeves or if it's going to snow. There was that year recently that it snowed on Halloween.
Right.
The worst, of course, is if it rains.
Yes.
So as long as it doesn't rain, my family's all set because we're going to be Alvin and the Chipmunks. And my son Reese has a red shirt, which is good for like normal October weather.
Sure.
But I went out and I bought him a giant t-shirt, like an adult small t-shirt that I'm going to paint a yellow A on to throw over a winter coat just in case we have a really cold Halloween because no one's going to know who he is if he has a winter coat over his costume.
Well, if it makes you feel better, according to the weather app on Monday, now this is subject to change, of course. On Monday, it's saying it's supposed to be sunny and 55 degrees during the day. So if it's sunny, maybe it'll warm up the ground a little bit to hold that heat because you're not going to go out too late.
Oh, no, we're going to be those early trick-or-treaters at 5 p.m. My kids are 3 and 1, so we need to be out, get that candy, and then come home so we can give candy to the older kids.
And because we're in our new studio now, you're in your new location, I strongly suggest, I have seen this as I've driven through your neighborhood here, this is a very family-heavy neighborhood. Triple the amount of candy you've got.
I know. I really need to. Blake just spoke to one of our neighbors today. Today was trash day in Cranston. So we learned, or at least in our neighborhood, it was trash day. And that's what our neighbor said. He said that people get bussed in minivans.
Really?
I'm now in a hot Halloween neighborhood.
There you go.
I've never lived in one before. I'm really excited. So what are you going to do on Halloween?
I usually will take trick-or-treaters for the first 5 that come through, no problem. The 6th or 7th one is getting the mother load. It's dumped the rest of the bowl in there. I'm sick of getting up. I'm going to watch a little Monday Night Football. Here you go, kid. Congratulations. You win the grand prize.
I love it. Now, do you choose based upon the kid's age, or how do you do this? How do you know you are the lucky winner?
It all depends on, first off, the football game. See what happens.
Yeah.
And if I just feel like getting up or not. And I try to make it go to because I'll usually toss the candy to the parents as they're walking because they'll stand on the street.
Yes.
Let the kids walk up the walk. They can see them all the way. I don't live that far off the road. And, come up and, of course, the lights on so everybody can see everything and whatnot. And, toss a few out there and then,
give them some substance while they're doing this trek. That's really nice of you. I like that idea.
I try to help them out. Well, we've got a ton of different events that are happening all throughout. So if you tuned in while you're on the road, working, or just getting some errands done, just sit back, listen, and enjoy the episode. And if you hear something that piques your interest, we'll have all the links and info in our show notes on our website at WickedRhody-10.23.
All right, then. So what do we have going on this week that is wicked interesting?
Well, what's wicked interesting is in Bristol, Rhode Island, they have their 13th annual Halloween walkabout. And something that's really cool about a lot of these events are happening on Saturdays and Sundays. So you're going to get more use out of that costume that you've spent so much money on or put together. So you'll have plenty of time to utilize the costume, but it's on Sunday from October 30th from 1 to 3 p.m. Again, downtown Bristol. You can bring your children dressed in their costumes through downtown Bristol and stroll through all the shops for an afternoon of trick-or-treating, shopping, and fun. Now, there's no charge to be part of this.
Oh, wow.
You can bring a canned good for the East Bay Pantry Food Drive. It's a very, very good, worthy organization to help out. And, this is something to consider. I don't mean to get everybody nervous or raise any alarm.
Okay.
It is Halloween weekend. It is October. But Christmas is less than 10 Fridays away.
I'm so excited.
So if you're looking for unique gifts, there are some really cool shops in downtown Bristol. So why not, kill a couple birds with one stone there. Okay, you see something unique here. The kids are out shopping, getting candy. They're happy. This is the best way to do it.
That's such a great idea because that's often how I have to shop is get my kid a lollipop so he's quiet while I go shopping.
Bribery is a beautiful thing. So again, it's happening on Sunday from 1 to 3. in downtown Bristol. It's the 13th annual Halloween Walkabout. That's what's wicked interesting. And now here's what's wicked fun in the 401.
All right, Newport Vineyards, one of my favorite vineyards here in Rhode Island, is having their first annual Harvest Festival. This is going to be going on Saturday as well, October 29th, from noon until 5 p.m. It's $30 per person, which includes a wine tasting. Now, this is the whole idea is you get to sip and savor and toast to the season's crush, because of course I need to crush these grapes.
Yes.
So there is going to be actual grape stomping going on from about 1 to 3 p.m.
Okay.
Have you seen those pictures of people in barrels picking up their skirts, stomping with their bare feet?
I always thought that was over in Europe somewhere.
No, it can be down here in Middletown.
It happens in Rhode Island.
That is unbelievable. And there's also a pie eating contest at noon. So if you don't want to get your feet dirty, you can get your face dirty by eating a pie, which is very exciting. Or you could just be like me and sit and have a glass of wine and look at these amazing people who are going to need a big shower after this event. But there's going to be live music from the Little Compton Band, who I've never heard of before.
All right, that'll be
fun.
So
they're going to be there. There's going to be lots of cocktails and local vendors. But as I said, the grape stomping and pie eating contests alone would make me want to go to this event. So noon to 5 p.m. What else, Ben, is going on?
This weekend, it's Spooky Zoo at the Roger Williams Park Zoo. That takes place on Saturday and Sunday, both days from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Now, if you've never seen this, you can go visit the zoo during the daytime, and you can, if you bring your children in Halloween costumes, they're going to get in for half price.
That's a deal.
Okay, so kids 12 and under, I should clarify that. You wear your costume, you come in at half price, and they have all sorts of different spooky zoo activities happening. I mean, we're talking trick-or-treat stations, pumpkin treats for the animals, creepy crawly animal encounters, pumpkin carving demonstrations. Ooh. They have a game area. They'll have roaming costumed characters, live music, and so much more. If you're a member of the zoo, that's probably one of the greatest bargains out there. If you are a member, if you have a family membership to Roger Williams Park Zoo, that is the best investment you can make.
It pays for itself after a couple of trips.
I don't even think it takes more than 2.
Yeah, I think that's
because it's so much fun, and there's so many things to do there, especially in the summertime. I had Dr. Jeremy Goodman on Carpooling with Ben a few weeks ago, and he's told me that they only close for 3 days. They are only closed on Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Day, and I believe he said Christmas Eve Day. They're only closed 2 or 3 days out of the year.
That's unbelievable. I had no idea.
You can go to the zoo during the winter and see a lot of the inside exhibits. You can be part of the classes that they have going on. Hint, hint, you want to sign up in January and February for summer camps because they sell out quick.
Awesome.
So it's such a great zoo we have there, and the Spooky Zoo runs on Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. What else is going on, Mary?
Super Chief Trio at the Blackstone River Theater is going to be happening. It's on Saturday night as well. Now, the Blackstone River Theater, it's in Cumberland. We're trying to cover all aspects of our little ocean state during this week's episode of Wicked Rhody. So Cumberland has this amazing venue. We've talked about the Stadium Theater in Woonsocket before. We've talked about, PPAC and the Vets here in Providence. But I'm not going to lie, my favorite venue right now is the Blackstone River Theater. I went there a couple of months ago to see a Scottish band play, and the Super Chief Trio is a unique combination of two-fisted piano, red-hot trombone, blazing guitar, rock-solid bass, some powerful vocals, and frenzied percussion antics. So their type of music is like a swing, New Orleans R&B, jump blues, boogie-woogie. It's all like this nice little mix in there. And not only can you sit, but you can get up and dance. So for those of you who maybe like to swing dance or just want to get up and dance, this is the event to check out. As I said, it's an amazing venue. The acoustics, Ben and I are both musicians, so sometimes I go to places and I say,
you cringe a little.
Yeah. This isn't kind of this venue. You're going to hear these amazing musicians. It is a dynamite band. If you've never seen the Super Chief Trio, check them out on Saturday night.
I think it's easy to guess that we're both musicians because most of the events we talk about involves music and food, so we like to eat too. But our last event on the Wicked Fun in the 401 is the Halloween afternoon of music and fun at the Westerly Armory. So we really have covered like north, east, west, and now we're hitting the south down in Westerly. It's on Sunday from 1 to 3 p.m. The Westminster Youth String Ensemble hosts the Halloween afternoon of music and fun with mask making at 1 p.m., followed by a concert at 2 p.m. And, of course, the kids are going to want to dance at the concert with their brand new mask. There'll be a costume parade and refreshments at the end. And they're going to be even joined by some of the members of the big Nazo puppet creatures.
I love them.
Those guys are awesome. And admission is free.
Wow.
Yeah, admission's free. If you've never been to the Westerly Armory, it is something out of it looks like a castle.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go inside, there's some historical rooms where you can see different uniforms from different parts of the military throughout history. They have a band room there where they show off some really old instruments. It is such a cool building. And if you talk to one of the operators there, or the organizers, they may give you a little walkthrough tour because this building was built, I believe, late 1800s, early 1900s. Yeah, it is very cool. You can have weddings there. I've been to a few fundraisers there, like big.
You feel like you're getting married in a castle.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
It's really awesome. So head on down there. They kindly asked that you bring a canned good to be donated to the Pawcatuck Neighborhood Center. It's a great organization down there that does helps Westerly, the Pawcatuck area, right over the line there. So it's a fun community event. They want to see you there Sunday from 1 to 3 at the Westerly Armory.
This week's wicked family-friendly event is the Boo Bash at Providence Children's Museum. This is also taking place on Sunday from 11 to 2 at the Providence Children's Museum, as I just said. So you get to come in costume and have a blast exploring a host of bewitching activities stations, including hands-on experience with slippery slime. You get to mess around with magical mixtures and send creepy creatures careening through the howling air tubes. So
that sounds like so much fun.
Doesn't that? I want to go.
I know.
I want to go and not have to worry about being a child. This is such a great idea. There's going to be crafts that are Halloween themed that you get to even use with invisible ink. Another thing I love to play with as an adult.
There
Invisible ink.
All right.
So cool. Mixed up monsters. There's going to be ghost booing, which bowling, but they said it with like booing.
Booling.
There you go. A bat toss. Just really cool things. Spooky story time. A scavenger hunt. So the activities are free with museum admission, which is $9 per person.
Can't beat that.
Or free if you're a museum member. And we were just
That's
talking about another great membership. I think it's actually about the same as the zoo. So another great organization here. And yep, that's what's going on in Wicked Family Friendly.
Oh, Madonna, you always know how to bring us right into this segment. We appreciate her services each and every week. Mary, no matter where you are in Rhode Island, you are never more than 18 and a half miles from either Massachusetts or Connecticut. That's it. I mean, I went on Wikipedia, not WikiLeaks, Wikipedia, and did the research and then divided by 2. Here's a couple events, or actually just one rather, that is over the border. And it's Monday, October 31st. Listen, you're getting so much candy on Saturday and Sunday. Maybe you want to back off the trick-or-treating.
Yeah, okay.
And do the ultimate treat, which would be take your kids to Cardi's Furniture in South Attleboro to meet a New England Patriots player.
Very cool.
So it's the Cardi's Furniture Extra Point Football Show. It's Monday, October 31st at 7 p.m. The player this week is New England safety Brandon King. Now, Brandon is a defensive player. He plays defense, and the safety plays about 10 to 15 yards off the line of scrimmage. They're the safety, if anything gets through, they're okay, they're your backup.
Oh, I like
safety.
that, the backup.
See how that works?
Yeah,
there you go,
do.
your second line. And if you're part of the first 100 people to get there, you get a free color autographed photo of Brandon, who's a New England Patriots player. And this is such a great family event because this is not a collector's show. This is not a show where people are dragging in a seat from the old stadium or a helmet or a jersey that's got 1,000 signatures. No, this is geared specifically for family, and it's a great place to bring the kids. And it's a live radio show as well, so they can see how a radio show is produced. There's kids there from New England Tech making a television show from IRI TV.
Wow.
It's really something unique. This is the 4th out of the 6 shows they're doing. So get to this one and the next 2, and you'll have 3 free colored autographs of Patriots players.
You hope this would be really great for us kids who their Halloween costume is a Patriots player.
That would be awesome.
That would be like, kids, let's go trick-or-treating for an hour and a half, and then I've got a super surprise for you.
That's huge. And listen, I know because I spent a lot of time at Cardi's over my past 2 decades. The salespeople always come loaded with candy.
Oh, nice.
You'll find something, I'm sure. And mom and dad can get a free cup of coffee right there when you walk in.
Hey, and God forbid, if the weather isn't great, you can just go to Cardi's.
There you go. Come on in.
You know, reviews are incredibly helpful in helping us reach more people just like you. So if you have a moment, please give us a rating and tell us why you like listening to us, or how our podcast has helped you complete your weekend plans, or maybe introduce you to something new in the Ocean State.
You know, I was just talking with Jessica Rhodes the other day, and she said this is so great because there are so many different community calendars. She can just get in the car and drive to take her kids somewhere or run errands, and she hears about the stuff, and then she's like, okay, I want to do that. Go to the website. There's the information. She doesn't have to write it down. It's all right there, WickedRhody-Podcast.com. Boom.
So easy.
Yeah, and she actually wrote us a review. She said, it's a must-listen for young parents every week. As a mom of a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, I'm always looking for fun things to do with the family over the weekend. There are tons of community calendars online, but they are overwhelming with information. I love listening to the podcast, so I appreciate that Mary and Ben put this show together. We went to the model train show, and they recommended that my son get a starter train kit. He won't stop playing with it.
I love it.
It's a
How
lot
great.
of fun. Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. That's from Jess.
And Lindsay DQC said, we are a small but mighty state, and we often get overlooked. I love the focus on local events, buying local, and making the most of our time in this beautiful state. There is so much to do, and you have a fan for life.
All right, Mary, what do we have lined up for fun and fancy prizes this week?
All right, I wanted to remind everyone that we still have those 2 pairs of tickets to see the exclusive premiere of Bleed for This. So Bleed for This is the true story of Vinny Pazienza, the big boxing champ.
Rhode Island legend.
That's right, from the 80s and the 90s, and Chad Verdi produced this film. It is going to be huge. It's been at all of these different film festivals around the world, not just locally, but around the world. And it's opening nationwide November 18th. But there's going to be an exclusive premiere, 1,000 people only at Providence Place Cinemas. And I mean, this event is like sold out. It's not even sold out. You just can't even get a ticket, but we have 4.
You had over 1,000 extras in this.
8,000
extras.
Oh my
goodness.
8,000 extras.
Right, because didn't you guys fill the Dunkin' Donuts Center for...
I don't even know if we filled it, but we had the Dunkin' Donuts Center. We had a huge event. They did like all the boxing scenes actually at those event rooms at Twin Rivers Casino. So yeah, they filmed in tons of areas around the state. I know lots of people were able to be extras, or maybe they would just drive by and see it. But it's going to be so exciting. You're going to see a lot of Rhode Island places and people. I mean, you might be watching and say, oh my God, that's my neighbor. I see him right there dressed up in an 80s outfit. So this event, some of the stars are going to be there. The director's going to be there. It's going to be absolutely huge. People can actually take pictures with Vinny Paz's belts, with items that were used in the movie. I mean, it is going to be out of control. So those giveaways can be found on our Facebook site and also through our website.
All right, that wraps up another edition of Wicked Rhody, the Halloween-themed edition of Wicked Rhody. Be careful, be safe, put the kids in bright clothes if you're going out at night, and have flashlights and the glow sticks and everything else. Everything we talked about today can be found on our website, WickedRhody-Podcast.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram. You can that's where you can enter to win those Bleed for This tickets.
That's right.
So you hurry up. Don't do that today. Go now. Go now. If you're posting photos from any of the events we chatted about, or if you just want us to see what you're seeing out there and around the state, be sure to tag us in the description or just use the hashtag WickedRhody.
Until next Thursday, folks, I'm Mary.
And I'm Ben.
And you've been listening to Wicked Rhody.
Bye.
Bye.